So this test is measuring the power consumption of the AFG31052 arbitrary waveform generator. So the label on the back of the unit specifies 120 watts power consumption for a voltage between 100 and 240 volts AC. So for the test setup I've got, there is a mains coming into the power analyzer here, comes in on these top two jacks, and I've linked off to take the current through, and then the power going out to the Tektronix waveform generator is on this lead here, and the earths are just coupled all the way through. So we're currently switched off, as you can see, and I've got 242 volts, 9.7 milliamps, about 3.3 milliwatts, which is curious because this feels like an actual hard main switch on this unit and not a soft start, but we'll switch her on and we'll see what happens. Initial overload, so now up to 40 watts during startup. Power factor is quite low, 0.85. Okay, so 57 watts on quiescent, I guess. I'll go to basic mode. What I'll do is so it's about 57 watts just sitting here on quiescent. I'll put a couple of 50 ohm loads on there, and we'll just put 1 volt peak to peak, 1 megahertz output, and we're looking at 59 watts, both channels on into a 50 ohm load. So we'll just the voltage. This will be its maximum voltage. Okay, so 10 volts peak to peak, another 3 watts coming out. So that's well within the 120 watt specification on the label. Have a look at the graph there. Interestingly, you can see that's quite a nasty current in there. Let's swing him round. Let's see if we can do some zooming in. Yeah, not sure how well you can see. Oh, you can see the current. So the voltage is in red, the current's in green, and you can see that's quite badly misshapen. I'm not sure whether I've set THD up on this. No, I haven't. Let's... Okay, so there's my voltage THD. You can see total harmonics for the voltage is quite low, but for the amps that's quite high, 34% harmonics. That's very high indeed, really. So what we'll do now is I'm going to reset this configuration and actually try and power it from my little power cube and see what happens there. Yes. So for this test, I just want to see how the AFG31052 responds to being operated from a power cube. I've previously used the power cube and the 3 series MDO on a job where there was no actual power sockets available to me. When I used the scope with the power cube, I picked up an awful lot of interference and noise on the waveform that just appears to be coming from the power cube. At the moment, the scope is powered from the mains. I have the Unity here putting in a 1 megahertz 1 volt peak to peak sine wave, and you can see it's a very nice waveform, no problems with that whatsoever. This doesn't work at the moment because it's from the power cube, so we'll turn the power cube on, turn on AC, and we'll power him up. Okay, work basic mode. On, so let's swipe you up. So we'll leave it as 1 volt peak to peak, 1 megahertz the same. Put them up there. We'll even switch on Insta-View. Okay, now, oops. So we'll swap over our output there and we'll just see. That's fine. So there doesn't appear to be any noise on the waveform, even though I'm powering it from the power cube, which is good to know. Okay, so what I will just do now is I'll power everything down, I'll swap it over, and I'll put the 3 series on the power cube and put this onto the mains. Okay, so we've reconfigured everything. This is now running off the mains, this is running off the power cube, and you can see that in actual fact there is no problem there. We've got on a 1 kHz waveform there, coming back up to 1 meg. Well, interestingly enough, a little bit of noise on in the insta-view there. It's not being picked up on the scope, it seems to be fine. Yeah, it's gone when on a lower frequency. It's just taken up to 1 megahertz. See what happens. Yeah, it's a bit misshapen on insta-view, but not really detectable on the scope screen. Yeah, okay, so that's just showing operation of both the Tektronix 3 series MDO and the AFG31052 being powered from the power cube. They seem to work without any issues. That's the end of this video. Interesting little exercise for me to do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.